Alrighty, well, welcome back to TOMUARIGASSEN, the show. What's the blurb for this? What are we doing? We're going through. Let's start again. Terribly confused then. No, fuck it, we'll just leave this in. So,
welcome to Chip's Mary Sue, Buffy and Angel fanfiction.
Yes, welcome back to the series where we are going through a series I wrote as a 14-year-old about what it would be like if me and my pal MC here were superpowered ninjas that fought zombies and vampires.
Yeah, I mean, you say it was when you were 14, but it was actually a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, this is new. I'm just trying to... This is a pitch, really, to all the sort of like Fox networks and stuff like that. If you missed episode 1, you should definitely go back and listen to that now, because obviously none of this is going to make sense, and a lot happened in episode 1. A lot went down.
It was busy. It was a busy episode.
So much went down. And now it's time for episode 2. Episode 2, Friends. No one told you life was going to be the way. Are you excited for episode 2, MC?
I am so excited, especially now it's evidently going to be Friends fiction as well as Angel.
Let's get into it.
Okay.
Episode 2, Friends. MC and Chip have now settled into their abandoned mansion for a week. What a start. Okay.
We don't need to set things up. It's in the past. Just say it, you know?
Yeah.
They found an abandoned mansion. They've been living in that.
Just squatting, I guess.
Yeah.
They've decided to make this their base operations. Still, they have yet to come across any evil to fight. I guess because there's not a lot on this like abandoned suburban street that they're living on right now. They are a 20-minute drive from Tokyo. Okay, so we're still in Japan, so we haven't left the country. Probably can get the visas to get out.
Yeah.
And MC has recently acquired a 1959 Discovery car, which is a complete rip-off of the car that Spike had in Buffy.
Yeah.
But I did that for you because I remember you saying you liked it.
I did. I liked it from Sam & Max is where I saw it originally, and I was like, that's a fine car. Okay. So I ripped off Sam & Max.
And I ripped off you ripping off Sam & Max by ripping off Buffy.
Which means that it's gone full circle and it's original.
Yes, that is how Tarantino works as well.
I also like how we can find, in this land apparently ridden with vampires and zombies and shit, we can find an abandoned mansion completely free for us to move into, 20-minute drive from Tokyo, and we can find this incredibly obscure American car that's like 50 years old, but we can't find any of these fucking vampires.
I know, man. We've only been training for a year, so...
Yeah.
So they're a 20-minute drive from Tokyo. MC has recently acquired a 1959 Toyota car. He decides to drive into town to find some evil that may need slaying.
Just go door to door. Excuse me, have you got any evil that needs slaying?
Well, Chip stays home to try and translate some of the Tokyo's newspapers to learn any of the strange news reports.
Sure, in that year's time, in addition to learning to be ninjas and how to make bombs, we also learned Japanese as well.
Well, no, we didn't. That's why I've got to try and translate it.
That's true.
Yeah. But I like this real sort of like start-up business avenue we've got going on with it. You're going door to door. I'm looking at the local newspapers. It's very basic.
Yeah.
They both quickly decide that perhaps each would be better suited to the other's job, seeing as MC does not yet...
Here I am being the nerd again, typecasting again.
Let me have another go at this sentence. They both quickly decide that perhaps each would be better suited to the other's job, seeing as MC does not yet know the way, and Chip can't read Japanese. How did they not realise this earlier? How can you read Japanese?
Also,
I can drive.
MC can't drive either, and he's blind.
So did we realise this after like another week or something? Upon returning from his car journey, Chip pronounces that he could not find any evil acts being committed, which he finds amazing.
I drove through this safe, well-ordered city in the heartland of first world country. Couldn't find any open evil acts being committed anywhere.
MC also reveals nothing of use in the papers. They both sit down and ask, how are we supposed to fight evil when we can't find it? Did we both say that at the same time?
And afterwards, jigs!
Oh, we get to do character voices.
Oh, nice.
This is going to be fun. A voice comes from behind.
I think I can help with it.
Your Chinese is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it's Asian, Japanese, all the same.
Bit of a spoiler though. MC and Chip are shocked to find their dead master Shin-No Khan standing there.
I was confused by that as well.
Yes, me too. Don't know why there's a new line and there is wrong. Also, he's dead. Shin-No Khan was killed in episode 1, but he's back. What's going on? Both are amazed and shocked to see him, but happy nonetheless that he is alive.
But he's not, because he's dead.
Yeah, here we go. Next line. But he explains he is still quite dead. However, only could his spirit move on to the paradise world if he was given a correct ninja ceremony.
Oh, wow. I like you establishing the mythology here.
Yes, and by making it up as I go along.
Yes.
This cannot be, though, seen as Jack and Lee stole his body, so he couldn't move from this life and let his soul find perfect bliss. Bit like having a wank. As Shin-No Khan was bound to this ethos...
Oh, again, making up words.
Yep. The he could at least do some good by informing the two of pending evil.
That's convenient, because
he's got administrative duties.
The strategy of looking through a paper you can't read to see if there's any mention of vampires, or just driving aimlessly around Tokyo looking for zombies, wasn't working.
MC and Chip want to go searching for Jack and Lee, but Shin-No Khan has other news for them, probably because he can read the newspaper.
But he's Chinese, so he speaks Japanese as well. That's impressive.
A successful businessman's son and his newly appointed secretary have been kidnapped by the mafia. They need rescuing. All right, so we're introducing the mafia into this as well.
Are they vampire mafia, or are we just sort of branching out?
Guessing they're Yakuza, but I didn't know what the Yakuza was at 14, so I've just gone mafia.
I guess, to be fair, our previous strategy of focusing on vampires and zombies wasn't working that well, so...
Yes, let's go get some mafia people.
Yeah.
Shin-No Khan knows the location of where they were being held, but they have since been moved.
Oh.
That's fucking useful. MC and Chip decide to start there, where they're not anymore. They gear up with weapons, which are still in boxes in the lounge, and head out.
Glad you included that, because, I was wondering where they were.
I'm just set, it's set in the scenario, they're not quite settled yet, just this is all
it's setting the scene. That's good.
When they reach this restaurant, because apparently it's a restaurant, all MC and Chip find is about 30 mafia types in a hall.
They're so disappointed. They're expecting at least 60.
The mobsters waste no time in pulling out their guns and start to shoot at MC and Chip. But with their quickness and ninja skills that they learnt over a year, they disarm the gang and take them all out.
Oh,
wow, that was quick.
Yeah, it's amazing how much you can learn in a year.
They beat some information out of some of the gangsters to the whereabouts of the
Only
kidnapped.
some information from some of the gangsters. Some of the others were like, I know stuff too, and they're like, nah, mate.
Nah, we'll leave you.
Yeah.
They are told that they are being held in an office in the centre of Tokyo. Shin-No Khan appears and tells MC and Chip that the office is in fact a multi-million-pound genetic experimentation centre, and they should get there fast, as who knows what sort of plan the mafia might have.
I like how in this world not only are vampires and zombies real, but Japan also uses pounds.
And also, the mafia or Yakuza own genetic experimentation centres?
Yeah.
Is there a thing?
They're branching out, we're looking outside vampires and zombies, and they're thinking, like, what about... Drugs are good, but what about genetic experimentation?
The pair drive to the genetics office and climb up the side of the building to avoid detection with our spider powers.
It's in the centre of Tokyo, a big building in the centre of Tokyo. I like to think it's during broad daylight, and they're like, how can we be sneaky? Climb up the outside of the building.
Is it like a drain pipe, or do we have those sucker things on our hands, or is it just ninja training?
Years training.
You learn
three. What you learn everything, really.
Yeah.
We learn bombs, we learn ninja stuff. One of us learns Japanese.
The other one learns to drive.
Yeah.
They smash through a window when they see people tied up on the 8th floor with a lot of gangsters as well. So it's a big mafia.
Yeah.
MC and Chip do their thing, but the two kidnappees have been moved further down the floor.
Kidnappees.
Confusing. MC and Chip race to the rescue and find one more mafia guy with the businessman's son and his secretary stood next to some kind of acid tank. You don't know what kind of acid tank, but it is some kind of acid tank.
Also, like the mafia guys are like, okay, so we've got this genetic experimentation center, we've got the sofas, we've got the desks, we've got the computers. What are we forgetting? Acid tank? Yes, good point.
What type? I don't know, some kind. As well as this, oh my god, it gets worse.
Oh wow.
4 samurais, the natural enemy of the ninja, wielding swords, surround MC and Chip, who pull out their own 2 swords taken from the dojo.
Mafia guys are like, we got a lot of guns. Let's get some swords as well,
and some samurais.
Yeah.
In case 2 ninjas turn up.
Yeah.
MC and Chip see of the samurais and just about save the man and woman from being dropped into the acid. Whoa. Well done, us.
At that point, we don't care what type of acid it is, though.
One last mafia guy, who MC and Chip presume is the boss, throws himself in. Like, even me as a writer didn't know if this was the boss or not.
It could have just been the cleaner guy, to be honest. No idea.
One last mafia guy, who MC and Chip presume is the boss, throws himself in before he can get interrogated. Wow. What a way to take yourself out.
Yeah, it's hardcore. I mean, presumably all these guns and swords lying around, there were other options, but here's no, it's got to be the acid.
MC and Chip get introduced to Jay and Louise, who thank them for their help. I think at this point we should say that Jay and Louise are our friends.
Yeah.
And I think the 4 of us were kind of a gang back in college. I think this is why they're here as well. They're now part of the story as well. Yeah. So hopefully they're listening to this and having many happy memories of how I interpreted their characters in this story.
Or working out the lawsuit to be taken against you.
Shinno Khan appears. He does that a lot, I think. I think if we're going to have a drinking game, you need to take a shot every time Shinno Khan appears. Shinno Khan appears to congratulate them on a job well done, and also to warn them that perhaps it would be best for Jay and Louise to stay at the mansion until they are safe. Yes, come back to our abandoned mansion in the middle of nowhere, perfect strangers.
But at least there aren't any tanks of acid there, so...
Before leaving, Shinno Khan sensed something, but quickly dismisses it. Ooh, more foreshadowing.
Ooh.
From above, Jack and Lee watch. Wait, what's a Korean accent?
Is it? My Korean accent is suspiciously similar to my Japanese. I don't think they get many lines, do they?
I don't know, who knows? Probably. There's probably got a whole monologue at some point.
True.
We should have taken those 2, says Lee. But Jack disagrees. Nah, it's not time for them to know yet, but they will, and soon.
Authentic, I love it.
Good, and I've managed to get rid of our American audience. Great.
Because it was big, you know, there was a lot of Americans.
Oh yeah. We're big in Maine,
North Korea.
Back in the mansion, Jay phones his father to let him know that he is safe and is staying at some abandoned mansion just outside Tokyo. Instead of being relieved that his son is safe, he blames Jay for being careless, and he says he is washing his hands of him.
You know what? You know, spare the rod, spoil the child. If your child gets kidnapped by the Yakuza and is possibly about to get thrown... Exactly. You know, you say, well, you know, maybe you should be more careful. It's good you spend all that time playing video games and... Yeah.
This is the last time you disappoint me. This is the last time you get kidnapped.
I suspect it was his dad who arranged the kidnapping, to be honest. Like, it doesn't sound like there's a good relationship there.
Do you think I'd be clever enough to weave in a story like that?
No.
No, me neither. Jay tells MC, Chip and Louise, who complains because she's now out of a job. MC and Chip offer them a chance to join the team. Of course, that was totally sure. That was an audition right there, right? And have a part in the fight against evil.
Because that's what, you know, we're like, okay, we're a couple of ninjas, we're fighting evil. What do we need? A secretary and a guy.
Louise agrees to join as their secretary, and it's decided that Jay will use his wealth to fund the ninjas in the upcoming battles against the forces of darkness.
I mean, to be fair,
just after his money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what we were after.
What expenses we have. Like, we found this abandoned mansion. We got the weapons and stuff. I guess maybe it's maintaining the 50-year-old car that is literally the only one in that entire continent. Could be difficult.
Well, also we've got to pay for driving lessons, Japanese lessons.
True.
You know, there's a lot of overhead with this.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
But hey, I mean, it's moved on now, right? So we've got Shinno-kan's back. He's back from the dead.
Yeah.
Well, not really, but he's trying to move on to, was it the Paradise Land or something? Or...
Yeah, something like. But yeah.
And we've introduced Jay and Louise as well, who are going to be our companions in the fight against the forces of darkness.
Yeah, because we needed that secretary. So, you know, Evil phones up and they're like, is it convenient if we come over and kill MC and Chip? It's like, sorry, you're kind of booked up at the moment.
Well, also, all our weapons are in like boxes in the middle of the floor, so we need a secretary to arrange inventory and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And we need shelves from IKEA, which is what Jay's going to pay for, obviously. I'm excited to see where what's going to happen in episode 3.
Me too. I hope that Shinno-kan appears more, and I hope there is more complete lack of knowledge about Japan.
And I hope we take on more random strangers for menial tasks.
Yes.